Welcome to A Word in Season, the weekly meditation from the Office of the Chaplain of Bennett College. When Life Gives You Lemons, Part 2. Last week we talked about the church picnic with the harmonious offerings of food, dessert, and entertainment. The highlight of our conversation was the sweet, tangy, tart lemonade. In our family, we prepared the lemons by washing them in hot water before rolling them on the counter. Remember, the preparation did not damage the fruit, but it was necessary to release the juice and the oil, resulting in useful and appealing beverages. Just as the fruit and water determine the strength of the lemonade's flavor, the choice and amount of the sweetener are critical as well. I remember my grandmother and my mom using cane sugar to smooth the lemon's sharpness. Because of the onset of grandmother's diabetes and others' desire to reduce calories, we sweetened the lemonade with saccharin, or Sweet and Low, which is now the pink package. The drink was palatable, but the artificial additive left a bitter, unpleasant taste on the tongue. When life gives us lemons, what additives do we choose as seasoning so the final product leaves us satisfied? Do we allow the sweetness of our faith in Jesus to soothe our reaction, or do we rely on false piety or self-interest or cliches? Yes, our journey can make us bitter, yet we must choose a God-honoring response. We are familiar with the fake spiritual sweetener that sounds something like this. I can forgive, but I cannot forget. Corrie ten Boom was imprisoned in a concentration camp for helping Jews escape the Holocaust. She said, "To forgive is to set the prisoner free, and to discover the prisoner was you." She continued, "The first to apologize is the bravest. The first to forgive is the strongest. The first to forget is the happiest." Now, to forgive is to acknowledge the hurt. That's the lemon. To forget is our choice not to treat the offender as badly as they treated us. That's lemonade. Ten Boom encouraged, every experience God gives us, every person He puts in our lives, is perfect preparation for the future only God can see. In Romans chapter 8, verse 28, Paul convincingly stated, "And we know that in all things, including lemons, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." That's lemonade. Did you know the smell of lemons actually reduces stress? Isn't that just like God, to use something sour for our good? The psalmist wrote, "No good thing does God withhold from those who walk along God's path." I'd like to say, God will not withhold anything good, even if the good is wrapped in a strange, unfamiliar, or uncomfortable package. We have received lemons. Now we have to be intentional in our choices of additives that will influence the final educational product's sweetness. As students, consider sweetening your virtual experience by being fully prepared for every session. Show up on camera dressed for class. Be camera ready to engage the subject matter. Show up excited to challenge and to be challenged by new ideas and new philosophies. Be present, which means be focused, be in the moment and attentive for the duration of each class setting. Each time you show up in class, you are investing in yourself and in your future. Faculty and staff are sweetening your experience by bringing our best to each encounter we have with you. Before your arrival to our community, we have spent time passionately preparing to support you, support your goals, and to support you academically and in your co-curricular pursuits. Our alums, too, are here to welcome you with open arms. Collectively, let's choose to allow this season to sweeten our resolve to finish strong. Let us express a resilience that will help us to hold out until our change comes. Let this season ignite your creativity. Ask God to use this time in your personal and professional life to ground you in a faith that will withstand the tests of time that we will face. What will you do with the lemons in your life? We are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We are hunted down, but never abandoned by God. We are knocked down, but we are not destroyed. Let the words of Paul sweeten your spirit, leading you to greater fruitfulness for God and for God's people. When life gives you lemons, I encourage you, as I encourage myself, rely on God's grace, His power, and His purpose to make sweet, refreshing, and memorable lemonade. Stay prayerful and careful. Rev.